Okay, so pag-usapan po natin yung isa sa mainit na issue sa first day, sa day 1 po ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte, today July 6, 2026, which is yung pag-elect po kay Senator Escudero as the presiding officer. So yan po, or ito po yung topic na gusto kong i-discuss today kasi yung pag-elect po or pag-decide kung sino yung presiding officer is one of the foundation po ng impeachment trial yan. Considering yun po yung magdidesisyon sa mga actions and or question statements ng senator judges at ng defense and ng prosecution. So mabigat po talaga yung responsibility ng presiding officer at kung ma-declare po kasi as null and void yung pag-elect sa presiding officer ay posible po lahat ng actions or proceedings ng Senate Impeachment Trial Court ay mapawalang bisa din. So from there, I'm assuming nakita nyo naman po kung how important talaga na ma-address din itong first issue na to. Okay, so for today po, explain ko unang-una yung legal positions ng grupo nila Senator Cayetano and of course yung grupo nila Senator Gatchalian, the majority bloc. And I will also be explaining my own legal point of view as to this and magdi-discuss lang din po tayo ng mga bagay-bagay kasi ang napansin ko parang talagang firm yung majority na dapat ma-elect si Senator Escudero. Kung ako po ang tatanungin ninyo kung si Senator Gatchalian naman yung nag-preside ay aandar pa rin naman sana yung Senate impeachment trial niyan. Okay, so good day po to all of you my fellow taong bayan mga ka-Seymour at yan po ang video natin for today. Okay, so for the facts of our case po, this is very straightforward lang naman. Si Senator Cayetano ay pinipigilan niyang ma-elect si Senator Escudero as the presiding officer. Although eventually, nag-proceed pa rin po talaga sila to an election at na-elect nga po si Senator Escudero despite the objections nito nila Senator Cayetano. So yung main position lang naman po dito nila Senator Cayetano ay yung Senate President dapat yung mag-preside kasi yung requirement under the Constitution is Chief Justice pag President tas wala nang nakalagay sa other impeachable officers. Therefore, Senate President yun automatic at hindi pwede pag-electionan or pagpilian yun ng Senate. And then yung position naman po ng kabilang group ay pwede yun kasi silent daw yung batas. Therefore, ang mag-fill in the blanks ng silence na yon is the Senate rules. So sa Senate rules, since in-amend nga nila, pinayagan nila na pwede na mag-elect ng ibang presiding officer, valid daw yun, yung pag-elect nila kay Senator Escudero. Tapos pinush pa yun or sinuportahan ni Senator Kiko Pangilinan na since hindi pa naman in-overturn sa Supreme Court, may pending case pa lang. So yung actions ngayon ng Senate majority enjoys what we call presumption of regularity. Pero si sila Senator Cayetano tapos si Senator Pia ay talagang nag-insist na hindi dapat ganun yun kasi if we look at the transcripts which they presented, ang intent and yung spirit of the law daw, intent of the framers of the Constitution at the spirit of the law ay Senate President ang magpe-preside pag hindi President yung nakasalang. So ito po, intent of the framers on who shall preside over impeachment proceedings. The presiding officer, Mr. Treñas, the gentleman may proceed, Mr. Davide, so and so forth. So basahin nyo na lang po to pero yung important lang naman talaga dito is itong sa last part. So sabi dito, Mr. Davide, Mr. Presiding Officer, I precisely presented that because we had a distinction when it comes to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. But with that clarification that in all other cases, it would be the President of the Senate who will preside, I withdraw the amendment. So supposedly si Mr. Davide dito, gusto niya lagyan ng specific term kasi dyan na ito, insert in all other cases, the President of the Senate shall preside. Pero after nga nila mag-discuss, since yung understanding nga ay pag silent, automatic Senate President, withdraw na yung supposedly gusto ipa-insert ni Mr. Davide. So ito yung present ng Cayetano siblings na ito yung intent of the framers, therefore controlling daw to siya na argument. Okay, so yan po yung legal position ng dalawang factions, the majority and the minority sa Senate. Ngayon po, i-explain ko naman sa inyo yung legal point of view ko as to this issue. Okay, so for that po, we're back in our favorite law, which is the 1987 Constitution. And of course, Article 11, Section 3, Number 6 yan. Memorize nyo muna siguro to sa daming times ko na po na diniscuss to sa inyo. So kung makita po nyo dito, the Senate shall have the sole power to try and decide all cases of impeachment. When sitting for that purpose, the Senator shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the Philippines is on trial, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court shall preside, but shall not vote. No person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of all the members of the Senate. So ito po yung relevant provision natin. So kung makita po nyo ang nakalagay, pag President of the Philippines is on trial, yung nakasalang, Chief Justice yung period. Wala nang sinabi after nyan kung sino magpe-preside in all other cases. So yung argument po ng majority block dito, since silent daw yung batas, therefore papasok yan ngayon dito sa number 8 naman. The Congress shall promulgate its rules on impeachment to effectively carry out the purpose of this section. So in other words, since silent daw po yung Constitution, yung itong Senate impeachment rules ngayon, yung mag-fill in the blanks as to this issue kung sino yung magpe-preside pag hindi na presidente yung naka-on trial or nakasalang. Yan yung position ng majority. Tapos yung position nga po nung minority is hindi yan yung intent or spirit of the law kasi pag ipakita nga itong transcript of records ng framers of the Constitution, yung understanding nila is that despite the silence, automatic Senate President agad yung magiging presiding officer. So ngayon, ang first question talaga dyan, controlling ba itong transcript of records ng framers of the Constitution? Kasi sabi ni Senator Soto, ano daw to, parang resource lang na pwede basihan. So, ang masasabi ko lang po dyan, hindi yun siya absolutely controlling yung transcript. However, meron po yun siyang timbang kasi yun yung opinion or yung discussion talaga during the time na ginawa yung batas. So, pwede po yan at ginagamit po yan or pinapagbasihan po talaga ng Supreme Court in interpreting the law. Pero yung una po talagang mag-a-apply dito is what we call the plain and simple meaning of the law na statutory construction principle. Which means na pag plain po, simple yung batas, there is no ambiguity, walang confusion, therefore it should be interpreted as is. So ang klaro lang naman pong i-interpret dito na pag President of the Philippines is on trial, Chief Justice yung magpe-preside. So ngayon, ang next question, klaro ba na pwede pagbotohan ng senators kung sino magpe-preside in all other cases? So ang sagot po dyan, kung ako ang tatanungin ninyo, hindi po yun klaro kasi wala namang nakalagay din dito na the Senate shall elect a presiding officer if it is not the President who is on trial. Ang nilagay lang nila, Chief Justice pag President, period. Hindi po nila sinabi na pwede kayo magbotohan pag Vice President or iba yung nakasalang. So ngayon, pag ganyan, pupunta naman tayo dyan dun sa general ways to interpret the Constitution, which is we must interpret the Constitution in its entirety, meaning i-correlate natin yung mga provisions para mas makita natin yung spirit talaga and purpose of mga constitutional provisions. Di ba yun yung isa nga pong ruling ng Supreme Court dun sa Duterte versus HOR, the 2025 case, na pag nag-impeachment, kailangan din basahin yung Bill of Rights na provisions, hindi yung magsistick ka lang sa accountability of public officers na provisions. So dito, since the law is silent, tapos wala namang sinabi na mag-e-election, ang pwede pong i-correlate dito na provision is titingnan ngayon yung general provisions of the legislative body of the Senate. So pag Senate kasi ang pinapag-usapan, palagi naman pong nagpe-preside dyan is the Senate President as the presiding officer. So in other words po, pag ipagbangga-bangga yun siya ngayon, tapos tingnan din natin tong transcript ng framers of the Constitution, talagang mas naglilin towards na yung interpretation ay dapat Senate President yung mag-presiding officer pag hindi President yung on trial. Okay, so yan po yung professional assessment ko and professional interpretation ko as to this provision. Again, because the law is silent, hindi automatic yun na ibig sabihin pupunta ka lang dito sa pag-promulgate its own rules kasi hindi naman po sinabi rin ng Constitution na magbotohan kayo. So yun nga po, pupunta na tayo ngayon dun sa pag-interpret ng Constitution as a whole. I-correlate natin yung mga provisions nila. And then, yung isa lang din po na magandang madiscuss at maintindihan nyo dito, the reason kaya ito na, or yung tingin ko lang po one of the possible reasons kung bakit Chief Justice po ang nilagay pag President ang naka-on trial is because may conflict of interest po kasi yung Senate President. So if we look at the line of succession po, yung Senate President kasi is third in line. Pag natanggal yung President, Vice President umakyat, pag may nangyari sa Vice President, automatic Senate President yung magiging presidente niyan. So dun pa lang po, may kita nating may conflict of interest and it is most likely for that reason kaya Chief Justice yung ginawa. It is a safeguard against conflict of interest. Whereas pag sa Vice President naman po, wala kasing ganung conflict of interest with the Senate President. So pag natanggal po kasi yung Vice President, the Constitution treats it as a removal from office. So yung nangyayari dyan, nagkakaroon ng nomination and appointing of a new Vice President. Hindi po automatic tumataas yung Senate President sa Vice President. So yung point ko lang po, walang conflict of interest pag Senate President yung magpe-preside sa impeachment trial ng Vice President unlike dito pag sa President of the Philippines. So that's just an additional food for thought lang po yan. Hindi yan directly related talaga. But it's just one way para makita nyo yung purpose or yung rationale behind bakit ganito itong provision na to na Chief Justice pag President pero pag sa iba, Senate President na yung dapat mag-preside. Okay? So ngayon po, punta naman tayo sa next question, which is kung ano ba yung bigger issue na nakikita ko as to this issue. Kasi for me, hindi lang actually yung pag-act ng pag-elect yung mas malaking problema kundi yung source talaga. Bago magka-election, in-amend kasi nila muna yung rules So ngayon, i-discuss ko po muna sa inyo yung mga possible issues dun sa pag-amend pa lang nila ng internal rules. So break lang po muna tayo mga kataong bayan Seymour kasi gusto ko lang po pasalamatan kayong lahat. We have recently crossed po 450,000 subscribers sa YouTube. Currently 456 na po. Maraming salamat po sa suporta. Sa mga hindi pa po nag-subscribe, hopefully you can consider subscribing kasi libre po yung YouTube subscription ko. And then kung gusto nyo naman po ng behind the scenes /Maritesan, sa Facebook naman po kayo mag-follow. Okay, so yan lang po. Again, maraming salamat po sa suporta. Ngayon po, tuloy tayo sa discussion. Okay, so yung first po, since yung pag-amend po nila ng rules was they amended it already nung naka-convene na po sila as a Senate Impeachment Trial Court. So, in regular criminal cases po kasi, i-compare ko lang po siya to a criminal case kasi yung mga legal principles for procedure ay mas dikit sa regular criminal cases considering, di ba, number one, conviction or acquittal yung tawag sa mangyayari sa dulo, tapos may arraignment din. So yan yung mga examples. But anyway, going back to my point, in criminal cases po kasi, in regular criminal cases, pag ina-amend po yung rules of procedure, hindi yun siya nag-a-apply retroactively or to pending cases unless it is beneficial to the accused. Pag prejudicial po ang isang amendment to the rule, hindi po yan pwede mag-apply retroactively sa criminal cases. So ngayon, ang next question na lang dyan, favorable ba to the respondent or the accused in this case na pwede pagpilian ng senator judges kung sino yung presiding officer nila? And like what I explained earlier, di ba merong mga conflict of interest safeguards kaya Chief Justice pag President. So more or less, dapat meron din yung conflict of interest safeguards pag ibang impeachable officer na yung naka-put on trial like that of the Vice President. So yan po ang mga magandang legal principles na hopefully na intindihan nyo rin po regarding this. And then yung isa pa po na issue na nakikita ko dito is 'di ba nung June 3, 2026, questionable din po yung quorum nila doon kasi 12 lang sila. So pag questionable yung quorum, all subsequent proceedings din po nung session na yon ay questionable din. So pag dineclare po yun later on ng Supreme Court as null and void yung pinaka-quorum nila, subsequent actions po null and void din. So pag null and void lahat, yung pag-amend din nila ng rules which is the basis yung pag-elect nila, ay posible rin ma-declare as null and void. So kung makita po ninyo, nanganganak na talaga yung problema niyan. Kung may problema dun sa pinakauna, lahat po subsequent may problema din or magkakaproblema din. And then, yung isa pa po na maganda lang i-take note natin dito, at least sila Senator Cayetano po, Senator Pia, talagang ine-explain nila sa colleagues nila, di ba? So, pag ganyan po kasi na fully ine-explain nila tapos nag-vote pa rin in a certain manner yung majority, so pag may mag-question po later on, may mag-file ng case sa Supreme Court, at least pwede nila to idagdag ngayon sa factual circumstances or sa arguments nila na despite the very serious explanation, legal explanations ng dalawang lawyers ay pumunta pa rin towards a questionable action yung Senate majority. So pag ganyan, mawawalan ngayon or hindi pwede mag-alibay yung mga senators na nag-vote kasi they were well informed na questionable yung ganong action. Kasi currently nga lang po, they are banking on what we call presumption of regularity. Tapos since presumption lang yun, pwede po yun siya ma-overturn. And then mag-discuss na lang din po ako ng final remarks ko kung bakit para sa akin mas better na mag-go on the safer side na lang sana yung Senate kesa i-insist talaga nilang magkaroon ng election ng presiding officer. Okay, so una po ang masasabi ko dyan, like what I've explained previously, I'm sure nakita nyo naman po siguro na meron talagang questionable area sa current situation ng Senate. At yung main argument lang po talaga nila ay presumption of regularity since hindi pa naman na-overturn. But yun nga po, kung ma-overturn lahat yun sa Supreme Court, edi lahat po yan ngayon can be declared as unconstitutional, null and void. In other words, mapapawalang bisa, posibleng mapawalang bisa po yung entire impeachment proceedings. Pag ganun po kasi, it would be very unfair po sa both parties dun sa mga pro and anti-impeachment. So, unfair sa pro-impeachment kasi pag ma-dismiss ulit to, itong impeachment, 2026 impeachment, ang reason na naman yan will be because of a technical issue. Diba? Hindi pa rin po na-address yung full substantive aspects which is whether or not may confidential fund misuse ba, whether or not meron ba talagang yung pag plan na pagpapaya sa presidente, impeachable offense ba yung ganon, so on and so forth. Pero madidismiss na naman siya because of a questionable election of a presiding officer. At yan po ay isang procedural issue po kasi yan. So pag ikaw po ay isang pro-impeachment tas 2 beses may dismiss because of a technicality, sobrang ano po yan, sama sa pakiramdam. Kasi kahit po ako personally in my regular cases, I really strictly look at procedural matters kasi ayaw ko po madismissan ng kaso dahil lang mali-mali yung venue, mali-mali sa pleadings, kasi that will really show na ano po yan, error of the lawyers po yan pag nadidismiss on a technicality. And then, of course, sa side naman po ng mga anti-impeachment, sa side ng respondent, ni VP Sara Duterte, unfair din kasi madami na pong binabatong criticism, political attacks, tas yun pala madidismiss lang din yung impeachment because also of a technical issue. So overall, makita natin na very inconvenient talaga for both parties. Tapos yung isa pa po na magandang maintindihan nyo dito, pag naka-Senate impeachment trial court kasi ito sila na function, hindi po nila yan nagagawa yung Senate function sila. So lahat po ng mga bills ngayon ay hindi rin maaprubahan ng Senate during the pendency ng impeachment trial. So from there po, I'm assuming nakikita nyo naman yung impact talaga nito kung gaano kalaki yung maapektuhan not only yung political issues but also yung possible economic issues din ng bansa kasi hindi nga po sila nakaka-function as a Senate, as a regular Senate body. So pag ganyan na technical yung pinapag-usapan, mas maganda sana na sa safe side na lang tayo para iwas na masayang yung mga trabahong nagawa na because of mga certain procedural mistakes. And then lastly po, ang maganda lang din i-take note natin dito, kung hindi naman po talaga na-elect si Senator Escudero as a presiding officer ay magtutuloy pa rin naman po yung impeachment with Senator Gatchalian as the presiding officer. So hindi ko lang din talaga maintindihan bakit very firm yung Senate majority dito. Is it because hindi ba sila naniniwala sa capabilities si Senator Gatchalian or meron pa ba silang ibang mga Seymour na reasons na hindi alam out in public? Diba? So because of their actions tuloy parang nagkakaroon pa ng doubt or questions yung public. Like ako personally nga, nagkakaroon ako ng questions kasi una-una like what I explained all throughout this video, questionable yung pag-elect. Yung foundation ng pag-elect is questionable. So, since may chance ma-declare as unconstitutional, baka mapawalang bisa lahat, pwede naman sana magtuloy yung impeachment pa rin kung si Senator Gatchalian yung presiding officer. Okay, so hopefully klaro po yan. At kung gusto niyo naman po panoorin yung diniscuss ko tungkol dun sa June 3, 2026 Senate election issue, ay dito nyo po mapapanood yan sa video na to. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!